I'm going to talk about everything that I know about this reality.
Back at G, let's play a little game. Got a couple different names. Let's play, go get some money. Or we can play.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy, The Truth. So guys, in this video, I'm going to talk about everything that I know about this reality. Because if I die in the next 10 minutes, I have all the information for myself, but it is not given to anybody else. Okay, so there is a lot of things that I have done to be able to cultivate knowledge. Now, 5 to 6 years ago, I was totally a bot. I didn't know anything. All I knew was pursuing my dreams. I was pursuing YouTube. I was trying to become the best Pokemon master that I could be able to be. But after doing YouTube, or at least when I was 15, 16 years old, I ended up getting this wake-up call to be able to start understanding that I am more than just a body. I am something that is observing the body. And I kind of got, I don't know, obsessed with it, just like the Pokemon master, or sooner or later, if I kept on going, become a YouTube master. I wanted to become the awakened master, and that's exactly what I did. I kept on going deep into asking myself, what is this being that I am? Why am I experiencing what I'm experiencing? Who is experiencing this? And I kept going deeper and deeper and deeper. And the thing is, I kind of got into this higher level of awareness, and I kept on going higher and higher and higher to the point where I'm a master of reality. I just know things, and there's pros and cons to that. The pros is I don't really think, I just know. Now the con to it is that I feel like this reality is too easy. Even though my material life, my physical life doesn't show that, it's starting to show that, because I'm starting to apply what I just know. And this knowing is not coming from the things I'm reading. I'm just knowing things. I know things about wealth and health and all these different things without me reading anything. I just know it. It's like I'm getting downloads of information from God, from the universe. So I'm just going to talk about everything that I know, and hopefully this being able to help you, and this also will be able to help me, because our goal is to become one of the biggest YouTubers in the world. And in order to be able to do that, I got to start being able to be a little bit more strategic in order on what we're going to be talking about. So we're going to be talking about everything that I know about reality. And so let's just get started. If you can, get a notebook and a piece of paper, because these things will help you. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is the laws. The first is the laws of creation. So the laws of creation is I exist. Everything is here and now. The one is the all, and the all are the one. What you put out is what you get back. So that's laws of creation. Chakras. I am. I feel. I do. I love. I speak. I see. I know. Laws of reality, mentalism, duality, correspondence, generation and gender, cause and effect, and vibration. To be able to create a good life, you need to be able to have center. So what you need is, you need to be able to be in your do. I do. In order for you to be able to create a reality that you want, you need to be able to understand that what creates the reality that you want in the physical realm is cause and effect, which means do. So in order for you to do, you need to be in your gut. And this is no if, ands, or buts. If someone's gonna come back behind you and try to stab you, automatically you're gonna go in your gut, your survival instinct, to be able to have the best way to survive. Now, if that is your best way to survive, why don't you try to do that in everything that you try to do in your life? Why don't you try to be in your gut in everything that you do in your life? If you try to be in your gut for everything that you do in your life, then you will survive in everything. If you in money, you will survive if you're in your gut. In health, you will survive in your gut. In relationships, you will survive in your gut because you're staying in your gut. This is the reason why that, in order for you to be able to be really good in reality and have a good life, you got to stay in your gut. Now, you can be able to have a good life and not really be in the gut, but if you have a good life, you're in the gut. But if you really want to have a good life, you're going to be in the gut, be in the center. So what basic things that we have in reality is, health, wealth, money, love, relationships, and knowledge. Then we also have body, mind, and spirit. So, health, you need to be able to understand that you are what you consume. Literally, you are what you consume. Your body is just a bundle of food. Think about it. In order for your body to be able to grow, all you do is input food. And then it became output of you growing into the body. In order for your body as a fetus to be able to grow, your mother had to input food for you to grow. That's why, they have to be able to, eat good food, or at least eat food. And so you are what you consume. So, if you eat trash, your body will create that output of trash. This is the reason why, if the body has many different diseases or has things that you might not think is pleasing or you don't like, is because you are inputting something to it to create that way. Because the body is naturally something that's beautiful and perfect and divine. But if you start putting things that don't fit with the cause, like as we talked about in one of the laws, the cause and effect, if you don't put the right cause, which is the right input, the right action, then you're going to get the wrong result. You're going to get a wrong effect, which is you're going to get a disease because you're not doing the right thing. The machine is created in a specific way, and it needs specific keys to put in. If you put the wrong key in, and if you keep on trying to put the wrong key in and try to jam it in, is going to get jammed, and then the machine is going to start messing up, and then and it's going to end up breaking down. It's the same thing with the body. What happens is the food is like the wrong key, and you go like, going because I like the pleasure, and I'm so controlled by my senses and controlled by my tongue and controlled by my taste, and I rather like pleasure than my actual health. Then I'm just going to keep on jamming this key in until your body starts malfunctioning, which takes some time, and then you end up getting these little diseases, and then you go to the doctor, and then you keep going to the doctor, and then eventually you would die. You have to understand that the body is not supposed to be constantly going into the hospital. Checkups are good to be able to look at, but the continuous going to the hospital is not something that's helpful. All because you're not dead does not mean you're healthy, and it does not mean you're doing the right thing. It's actually quite stupid to input certain things. So yeah, so that's health. Wealth, you have to be able to provide value, for things. As you ask, you shall receive. Sorry, what you give out is what you put back, what you get back. So as what we said is what you put out is what you get back. So if you put out value, then what you get back is value. If you give wealth to people, then you get back wealth. This is the reason why intention is so important, because if you set the intention of like, may wealth be with you, then what happens is that you get that back, because what you put out is like a bounce back, like a ball coming back to you. So intention is very important. Setting the intention of the day before you're starting the day, you set the intention of like, I will have the best day possible. And when you do that, then you will have the best day possible. Because the thing is, focus is everything. And let's explain that a little bit more. You have to understand that whatever you focus on literally expands. Because right now, if you put your focus on your foot and just keep on putting your focus on your foot, what happens is that you lose the other focus on everything else. You can get to the point where if you keep on focusing on your foot, you lose the foot, what's happening everywhere else. And all you experience is the foot, and everything else becomes like just diluted. It becomes like muted, and you're not able to be focused on anything else. So this is the reason why focus is important, because if you focus on wealth, if you focus on health, if you focus on love, if you focus on God, then what happens is that that's what you experience, that's what you get back. So the main control is attention and focus, which are the two same things. So what we need to do is be able to master our focus. Because once you master your focus, then what happens is that everything else, you will start being able to have mastery of things and be able to have things and get things. Because if you focus on, let's say you say, okay, attention is everything. So then what do I need to put my attention on? Attention on to have the best life. It literally says it. What do I need to put my attention on, my focus on, to have the best life? It literally says gut. Now you tell me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, then it's just me. But either way, my life is getting better. So now let me tell you. Ask this question. What attention and what focus do I need to put on to have the best life? Where do I need to put my attention at to have the best life? You need to know. So that's a little bit different. But where do I need to focus and put my attention on throughout the day to have the best life? The center, the core. That's exactly what it is. So that's exactly, I just gave you the key to be able to have the best life. Focus on gut. Now, I'm going to say this right now. You're going to need a mentor. You're going to need someone that's going to be able to help you to be able to focus on the gut. Because the thing is that focusing on the gut is not the hard thing. The hard thing is being able to control your attention. If you control your attention, then you can be able to do it. I can teach you exactly that. I have one-on-one coaching. If you're interested, go in the comments and let me know. Also, so that's literally, just this alone, if you really ponder over this, you will become a master of reality. But let's keep going. So we just talked about I do, right? Well, not even really, because you have the I am, I feel, I do, I love, I see, I know. But then you have your attention, which then we will call that your soul. Because your attention and your soul is whatever you focus on, that's your experience, right? So you want to, so if you want to be able to, let's see this, right? Let's start out with that. So let's talk about a little bit about creation and creating your being and creating your identity, right? Because let's say, who do you want to be? If you just are still in this video and you just realize that creating your best life, you have to focus on your gut, your center, then okay, so yes, I need to focus on my gut, focus on my center. But if you want to have the best life, you have to become the person to be able to have the best life. And so now, who do you want to be? Right? So who do you want to be? And you realize that maybe you want to be someone that's powerful. Maybe that you want to be someone that's loving. Maybe you want to be someone that's creative. Maybe you want to be someone that is a basketball player. Maybe you want to be a singer. Maybe you want to be a follower of God. Either way, whatever it is, who do you want to be? Now, write that down. And write down whatever comes up. Okay, I want to be this, right? I want to be a rapper. Let's say this for right. I want to be a rapper. So if I want to be a rapper, then now what happens is that now you want to ask the question, who do I need to become to be whatever is your thing? So for me, let's say rapper, right? So who do I need to become to be the rapper? I need to start becoming a lyricist. I got to be able to start, knowing about music. I have to start being able to, start flowing. I need to start being able to know about these things, right? And so okay, so now we figured out who you want to be. Who do you need to become? And then you write that down, whatever comes up. And then after that, now you want to create the affirmation. You want to affirm it in your reality. Affirmation, the first 4 letters is affirm. You're affirming it into your reality. So you go, I am a rapper, right? Now, the thing is, you have to understand that affirmation is really not just an affirmation, it's a reminder. Because you already are what you are, okay? Once you have decided who you want to be, you already are that. And in the end of the day, you are an infinite being. Okay? So you're an infinite being, and you already are what you just said. So once you say, I'm a rapper, you already are that. You are literally that. And so all it is just reminding you of already what you are. Okay? And you're just reminding the body, reminding the mind that you are that. Because why is it that if I say I am a rapper, if I keep on saying it, why is it that my body starts acting like it? Why is it that my mind starts acting like it? Because it already is it. It just is getting reminded again. So if you just remind yourself that you are that, then you just start remembering and becoming it, because that's exactly what it is. So you're not really becoming it, you're just reminding yourself of what you already are. So I wouldn't even want to call it an affirmation. I would call it a reminder, reminding yourself of who you already are. This is what Neville Goddard said. He is someone that talks about manifesting things in reality. He talks about be in the assume state. What that means is being in the assumed feeling of what that person already feels, because everything is feeling and sensation. That's all it is. It's all feeling and sensation. So the person that you want to become has a feeling and sensation that resonates with it. So and then what is the state of who you want to become, right? Now, that state of who you want to become, or you would say if you are a basketball player, right? So what is the state of a basketball player? And then now you have recognized that state. Tony Robbins, he talks about something, and he says that it's state is what creates is pretty much feeling and action. So when you take action, it is created by feeling. So it's okay. So listen. So it's thoughts, feelings, actions, results. So your thoughts create your feelings create your action creates your results, and then it repeats. But then again, I would also say that thoughts create beliefs create feelings, actions create results. If you want to talk a little bit more about that, we have to understand that with attention is everything. It's the first thing. Attention on a thought, continuously on a thought, just like the reminder that I just talked about, it will start becoming a belief. Once that belief, it would generate a feeling. Once that feeling, then it generates an action, and then that action creates the result that you get. So now what you want to do is you want to be able to be in the feeling / state 24/7, so then your action automatically starts changing, right? So again, what is the state of who you want to become, or the state of the thing that you said? Now, another thing that you could be able to do is, and I want you to be able to understand what I'm telling you right now. I'm literally giving you the blueprint on how to be able to create an identity and create the result, create the life that you literally want. I'm breaking this all down for absolutely free. Okay, so all right. So now once you have gotten to that state and you recognize that state of what it is, you want to ask yourself, could you allow yourself to be the thing you want to be? Or you want to write down, wait, give me a second. You want to be. Would you? So, okay, so you want to ask yourself, could you allow yourself to be the thing that you want to be? But really, I'm just saying that just so you could be, I don't know what you want to be, or what you have recognized, or the reminder that you're going to remind yourself of. So I'm just going to say rapper, right, for now. Could you allow yourself to be a rapper? And then after that, once you ask that, say, would you allow yourself to be a rapper? And then you would ask the question, when would you allow yourself to be a rapper? And then for the 3 questions, when you say could you either want to say yes or no. For the would you want to either say yes or no. And the third is when, is either now or never. And the reason why these things are very important, because what happens is it gets you into acceptance. You have to understand that there is the laws of consciousness and laws of emotion. So there's we have shame all the way into, let's say, ecstasy or enlightenment. So that is the emotion. Consciousness is pretty much like shame all the way into enlightenment. But the reason why I'm saying this is because when you ask yourself, could you allow yourself to be a rapper or be whatever you want to be, what happens is that you might be in a shame feeling, you might be in a grief feeling, you might be in a fear feeling. And what happens is people get stuck into these emotions. And what happens is when you're in fear, if you don't have courage, you're just going to stay in that fear and you're never going to take action. Or let's say you're in shame. So I say you're a rapper, you might either laugh or you might just literally be shameful. Like, I don't think I deserve this. I don't feel like I deserve this. So what happens is you get stuck into that emotion and you never take action. You never take action because you're stuck in the emotion, the state of unworthiness. You're stuck in the state of a lower consciousness. You're stuck in a lower state of emotion, which gets you to be able to take action only based on that consciousness and that feeling. So when I tell you, could you allow yourself to be a rapper? Would you allow yourself, this is just an example for the rapper part, would you allow yourself to be a rapper? When would you allow yourself to be a rapper? What happens is that you start letting go of that shame feeling, and you start getting more into, if you're in fear, you're going to end up going into courageousness. If you're in courageousness, you're going to start taking bold action. And if you keep on even asking these three questions, you might get into acceptance to the point where I am this. This is what I am. Just like if you're a female, you're going to say, I'm a female. If you're a man, you're going to say, I'm a man, because you're in deep acceptance with that. Right? So these things, the could you, would you, when will literally raise you in vibration, raise you in consciousness, raise you in emotion to the point where you can get anything that you want, be whatever you want, and ultimately be able to let go of all the other chains that you might possibly have within yourself. So like it's a real W, but you got to be able to understand it. I am a master of this. So yeah, I'm a master at this. So so the next thing, so once you're able to do that, you pretty much now you just need to take action. But then you also have to understand that everything happens by itself. So what I mean by that is everything happens by itself. So there's awareness, then there's thought, then there's awareness, there's body, there's mind, and then there's environment and things like that. So let's first just do that. So we have awareness, body, and mind, and then we have to understand that everything's happening by itself. So you think that you are the one that's controlling something, but it's actually just happening by itself. It's not even you as awareness that's controlling something. It's still an illusion. There's no you. There's only just what's happening. But then again, you do have the illusion that there's a player and you are the player and you get to play the game. But then again, it's all happening by itself. But then again, you want to ask, like, who is running things then? Then you want to go understand that in the Bible, it says, it is not I, but thy will. So what that means is it's not you, not ego you, not this player you, not you, oh, I am controlling something. It's actually thy will, God's will. You are just not even observing. There's no you, but again, we can be able to use that word. You're just observing everything. And everything happens by itself. So what happens is that if you just do the process that I told you about, being into the state, allowing yourself to be the person, automatically what happens is that you will see that your awareness, your focus, your body, your mind will automatically happen by itself, change into the person you want to become. So that right there is just, it becomes so easy to an extent, but then you have to understand it, because if you're a complete bot, which you might be, you just might like this video and you might want to have some information, whatever, you might be a bot and you're not even close to what I just said. You're not even close to understanding that you need to go ahead and my video ended, but there's people controlling minds by books, by so many different things, almost everything. And so but then also they're actually controlling minds by giving you thoughts and making you feel like it's either your thought, and they seduce you into making you feel like this is what you want, kind of like have you ever watched one of those movies where they go like, here's a cookie, and they put you in something? It's exactly what they're doing. They get you to crave what you want, and then they actually, get you. And this is exactly, but this is not just happening as from the without, it's happening from within. You have to be able to understand. Did I mention this? Either way, as within, so without, which is actually, I did talk about that. It's correspondence, as within, so without. So you think that as without, there's people controlling things and trying to control you, trying to tap into your desires and try to get you to control you? They're doing that from within as well. You might not think so, but you have to understand that's exactly what it is. From within, they are controlling your thoughts, they're controlling your feelings, and they're making you feel like something is true, but it's not true. So then again, what happened if the whole world, whole reality is an illusion, and they're making you feel like this reality is true, but there might be something else? This is the reason why the movie Matrix might be absolutely true. It might be getting to the point where they literally put us in a simulation, put us in a game, and our bodies are somewhere else, and we're feeding them something, and they're making us feel like this whole reality is true. Even in the Matrix, Neo, he literally, when he was in the movie, his thoughts, his feelings, everything, he felt like it was true. He literally felt like his whole reality was true. But then again, he woke up and realized that it was not true. It was all created by the higher up, the elite, the AI. So we have to be able to first take control. So what you need to do is understand that you're either being guided by God or be guided by ego. And the only way to be able to, sorry guys, you're either being guided by God or ego. So you're gonna want to choose God, because I only got this information being able to discuss it because of God. If not, then I would be guided by ego. And ego can get you in a way to be powerful, be strong, but it's still not going to be able to get you what you really want. I'm telling you, I don't know how to explain it. So let's talk a little bit about the idea of God and devil. Now, I just said there is a God and devil, but then again, these are just labels. These are just words. God can be another word for grace, right? And grace could be just another thing. Just like you need food, you need grace. But then devil is the same thing. It's just a concept. But then again, there's also evil, and that's another button that you just don't want to press. Just like there's grace that you want to press to be able to create a good life for yourself. And so what happens is that, like, what happened if God, what you think is God, is actually someone that makes you feel like they're God, so you can give your life to them, so then they can become all powerful. And then when you go, God, help me, guide me, they are literally guiding you. And I'm not telling you that all, like, God is fake. I'm talking about Almighty God is very true. But then again, God, what they call God, especially now with all these different type of Bibles, is that God could be literally AI. It could be the elites. It could be the higher up. But then again, who is the AI, elite, and higher up? I kind of got a feeling that it might be like alien. And I know now we're getting a little bit out there, but it's not really out there. You're just a bot. But either way, it doesn't matter. Is that, you know, we come to the understanding that, first of all, there was Earth. But then who created Earth? Let's say God created Earth. Okay, but then the universe is infinite. You don't think that another Earth of people found a way to be able to leave this Earth, and they found this Earth that was empty, and they started taking and conquering this Earth and taking control of the Earth and taking care of the Earth or whatever, and they ended up doing what they're doing, and they made humans. And by them making humans, they're making you as an experiment. And by them making you as an experiment, They are constantly seeing, they have a mission on their own. So now you're a puppet to them. Now this is just an idea, just a concept. Like in the end of the day, you're gonna have to get to the point where you physically have to see something. But the reason why I'm letting you know this, and the reason why it's so important, is for you to be able to understand that what are you getting guided by. Because even if you say like, okay, this is my passion, this is my dream, this is what I like, why do you like that? Like, I like that, God gave it to me. But like, where did that come from, and who is God? Where is your passion? What happened if someone input passion and dream and all those things within you? And then you get to the point where, I feel bliss, I feel ecstasy, then that's because God gave it to me, I need to follow it. I'm not saying not to follow it, but the point is that you're being guided by something, you're being controlled by something. And so, like, how can this help you with your life? Because I'm not going to sit here, because I know you guys are going to go in the comments and go, but this point of the alien stuff, how is this going to help me? It will help you to understand that you're being controlled by something. And right now, you're following either the God or ego. You're either following grace or evil. Like, the thing is that why is your life shit? Why is your life not what you want? Why are you in a box right now while there's someone in a big fucking mansion? Why are you in the hospital while the other person is in deep bliss because they're healthy as shit and they're fucking many bitches? So why is that? Why? Because you're getting controlled and guided by something. The other person being controlled and guided by something. Because I just said that everything happens by itself. So everything happens by itself. This person has awareness. This person has awareness. This person has thoughts. This person has thoughts. This person has feelings. This person has feelings. This person has actions. This person has actions. But either way, one is being guided by something. The other person is being guided by something. What is that thing that they're being guided by? The other thing is being guided by. You could say God or ego or devil. Either way, the point is that you want to be guided by God. But then why then again do you not follow God? If that's the case, if we get to the understanding, okay, one is following God and obviously their life is good. The other one is shit, but they're following the devil. Why is that? Sorry, their life is shit, but they might be following the devil. But then again, why are you not following God? Oh, I don't believe in God. Okay, well, I didn't believe in God for a long period of time too. But then again, I'm not going to make you believe that there's God, because I know there's God. I don't think that there's God. I don't believe that there's God. I know there's God, because there's only no. There in the chakras, I am, I feel, I do, I love, I see, and I know. There's no thinking. Who created thinking? They made you believe that there needs to be thinking. There's only no. So let's say this for an example, right? I just told you, why don't you just experiment actually right now? Ask yourself, who am I? And just keep on asking yourself that question while you're meditating, right? Just sit down somewhere and ask yourself, who am I? Give yourself a 10-second break. Ask yourself, who am I? And then ask yourself, to whom do these thoughts come to? And then after that, when it says me, I want you to ponder over the me, be with the me. And then ask yourself, then you know what? Ask yourself. Okay, so my storage came out. There's no more storage, so I just had to delete something. But then again, if you focus on me, what happens is that if you just ask God, if there's something real about you, may you show me the evidence so much to the point where I have to believe in you. Just ask, just see what happens. Be like a scientist, be like an explorer looking at something. I'm not telling you believe in God, but that will really be able to help you, because the thing is, again, you're being guided by something. this is not what I know. I know so much, dude. Like, it's insane. Like, this is the reason why, like, I have to do coaching, because the thing is, like, I just know, and it's not like I'm not implementing it. My life is getting better, but then again, there's a time delay, so things take time, especially action. There's so much action that needs to be done. But the point is that I'm gonna break down things. I'm probably gonna make a whole, might make like a series just talking about everything that I know. So if you guys want that, let me know. Let me know in the comment section. But then again, read this over and over and over and over again. If you want to have a better understanding of it, give me the topic of what needs to be understood, and I'll break it down to you. And also, again, there's coaching, so go in the comments, let me know, and then we'll see what we do from there. But thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm doing a 100-day streak, so yeah, just stay tuned, because we're posting every day, and we're gonna do it. So thank you guys for watching, and